Hello, my name is Lasaki, and this is my weekly demo. So this demo is covering the things that I accomplished towards my operations, starting from Friday, April 24th to today, which is Saturday, May 22nd, 2020, um, and it's 5:13 p.m. So starting on Friday, I went to my storage and I acquired a lot of my belongings. And a lot of them have to do with like paperwork and documentations and ideas that I've been collecting over the last 12 years. But it was in quite a disarray. So actually, the majority of this week I spent organizing those documents and paperworks and things like that. Also, there were a lot of things that I've purchased in the past, um, like random things that might seem quite random, uh, kind of like that Rampage toy there, um, but actually have a very serious purpose. And I've been organizing those things as well. Um, so, just to give an example, so I have five of these. Oh, actually, I can pull this one out. So I have five of these little bins here. Each one of them has different types of things in them for now. As you can see, this, if you can't read that, this is my unsorted information. And so this is information that I've thought that was valuable for some purpose at some point. And, but it's not like legal documents or things like that. And there's four other things in that category. Um, so I was collecting those and I was separating them out from each other. Also, I have a board here, which you can't see, but I've shown in another video. Essentially, this board behind the camera is my Kanban board and also my calendar. And so essentially, I have sticky note tasks, um, and then I have them ordered in a color priority, so I know which ones are the most important things to try to accomplish. Um, and also maybe some things that I want to keep track of very well. I have on the magnet side of the board. Um, I also set up my desk and set up my office supplies, which I have a lot of, because it's very important for operations. Let's see. Also, um, so I had my initial conversations with several people. So I had conversations with Victor Y, John P, John F, Jeff Jeff J, my father, and my mother. And these are the people who said that well, except for John F has not committed, but the rest of the people have committed to being helpful in the operations. And these are people I know who have particular skill sets that I believe are going to be useful to the operations. Um, I think this is kind of an important point, so I'll kind of just quickly go over some of those things for them, each of them. Um, Victor Y um, is very helpful for cleaning up ideas and making sure that everything is kind of conceptually pristine before we move forward with things. John P. Is that the right last name? I think that's the wrong last name. Oh my gosh. One second. I'll come back to him. Jeff J is a former software engineer, or he's a current software engineer that I know from a previous job, and he'll be hopefully helping. He'll be employed, getting paid, and essentially helping with development of the websites from a real software engineering perspective, not just like the kind of cookie cutter things you get from websites like GoDaddy and like what you call it, Squares or Squarespace. Um, so my father will also said he would help, and he's actually been helpful. he helped me get those blinds up and get some other thing, or not blinds, but curtains up, and some other things. My mother's going to be helping with some business entity related things. She's a former accountant, and so she'll be helping on the accounting side. Those are the people I've spoken with so far. People I probably still need to speak with. My sisters. Um, I did speak with Noah, but I didn't actually talk with him in detail about it. And there's several other people on that side of things. Um, let's see. I don't know why I'm blanking on his last name. Forgive me, but John, the other John, is a senior software engineer with like 10 years of experience. So he's going to be really helpful on the software development side when it in regards to the projects that I'm working on. Which brings me to the projects I should kind of mention, and also what these sticky notes are for. So these sticky notes are going to be tasks related to the projects. They're color coded, so all the sticky notes that are pink have to do with FAM consulting, which is actually going to be changed to Raven's Nest. Um, and yeah, so these are the four primary operations that I want to start um, in order of priority, by color, the same way that the other thing is colored. So highest priority is FAM consulting, which is actually now going to be Raven's Nest. Um, the project codenamed the Tree of Knowledge, Reasonable Service, the nonprofit, and then once those are set up, My Father's House is the name of the project. Um, and so this time, certainly by this time next week, I'm going to have a board of essentially another Kanban board, but a board for like tasks that have to do with projects, and it'll be over there on the back of that door. Um, and so then we'll I'll probably be moving a lot even faster than I was the past week. Once that happens, because then I'll have kind of planned out operations or stories or things to do. Um, you can call it either way, or any of those ways, for people, including myself. But other people can start handling some more of these tasks instead of me and my father essentially working on them alone. Um, Also, that being said, I had a very lengthy conversation with Victor and John um, previously. Yeah, it is John P. Yeah, it is G. I just remember what his last name is. It's definitely John P. Sorry about that. I blanked. Um, yeah, so John P. and Victor and I had a very lengthy conversation for about like 7 hours on Saturday. We talked about kind of the inception-y things of the companies. The two primary ones we were focused on were FAM Consulting at the time, which is, of course, I keep saying now, Raven's Nest, and the Tree of Knowledge project. We also mentioned a kind of a tournament gambling type thing, but that one's kind of on the back burner for now. Um, and then I also spoke with potential clients. So these people would be people bringing money into the operation as opposed to people who are putting in efforts. Um, so I met a lady who had this really smart son who's 9 years old, and I'm going to teach him to become a software engineer like now. As soon as I get my thing set up, I'm going to teach him software engineering because he's smart enough to learn it. And I'm going to use it as marketing for the operations. I also met a guy who is looking to get into tech. So he's an adult, and I'll also be teaching him software engineering and putting him to work. Um, I met another guy who was in school at one point for he told me it was something in the realm of UI design, and I know what it is, but I don't want to take the time to remember. It's precisely what it is. Um, and so he uh, graphic development, that's what it is, or graphic design. Um, anyway, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get him to maybe become a front end engineer, or at least an artist of logos and things like that. And so I'm gonna try and kind of both leverage his current skills and then give him more skills through the things methods. I also spoke with a former associate of mine um, who I'm going to try and teach software engineering as well, but I'm going to give him more of a self study plan. Um, um, his name is Luis, um, also known as Septic. Um, and I also spoke with another individual that I might try and get um, involved learning software engineering or learning some part of the development process. So that's like either like software engineering, product ownership, product management, um, those type of things. Um, John F is in the same category as that guy, where he actually has a skill set in economics and business that'll be similar to the probably a little bit more precise and refined than my mother's abilities. But if he decides to work with the team, he can be helpful and be getting paid to do those type of tasks. Um, um, and then let's see. Oh, most very recently, I just purchased my domain name, so I am the proud owner of landlasaki.com. Got it through GoDaddy. I haven't done much work on it because I literally got it like about 2 hours ago. But I will be working on it extensively over the next week. It should be a pretty decent looking website by this time next week, and I'll definitely have it in the next week's demo. Um, so also by some sheer luck, or let's say grace of God, I was able to get in contact with or a person contacted me from an organization called CodePath.org. And so they're actually an organization that is tutoring or and teaching and mentoring um, people who are in college from minority backgrounds who are trying to get into the tech industry. And so that sounds right up my alley. That was exactly what I was planning right before he contacted me. So here is a great place to find mutual beneficial relationships. And so there's going to be a webinar about this on Monday, which I will be attending, and I will hopefully be getting another job through them. Um, I expect that. So I I didn't mention the fact that I also have a nine to oh well, it's not really a 9 to 5, but it is a full time position, and so I'm doing all of these other things in addition to my full time position as a software developer. If that wasn't known, and I think that's it. So that was the it's not really a week. It's like I guess 8 days so far. Yeah, pretty happy about the things that I accomplished. I would like to say thank you to the people who have helped me during this week. And also, if you would like a deeper dive into the topics that I've discussed, um, I have my daily retros where I essentially discuss what I did during the day and how I feel about them as a diary and also as a how to on for future reference for you in case you're watching this once my companies have succeeded and you're like, how did the guy do it? Well, this is how. Um, yeah. Um, thank you for your time and have a nice day.